getting dicey.
There we go. Volume was out. There we go. Audio is back. Thank you. I think I did that last week as well. Stupid. So Billy is... It's Billy up first here. And Billy makes his way just slowly up behind the Baron. And the Baron notices there's something a little different about Billy. Not only is he a hobgoblin, as we learnt a few sessions ago, but he's holding a sword and shield this time. He looks to be a little more prepared. He seems to be a lot more prepared for this. So what he's going to do is he looks at the Baron, and he just puts one of his fingers that's holding the sword, puts a finger up to his mouth and just goes, shh, and he just slowly pushes the blade into the Baron.
Oh, brutal! That's gross.
Yeah. And because of your grappled status, it is going to be with advantage.
Oh.
So let's have a look and see what Billy rolls here. This is a fantastic start to the fight.
Is it?
because Billy has rolled a crit success.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, so he's looking.
What did he get?
What's that? Sorry,
something. What's his?
He rolled a 23 total.
23.
Yeah.
So he's got a +3, guys.
Cheeky. So he does 13 damage to the Baron as he just pushes this blade into the Baron. The bad thing here is that isn't all that happens.
That's not even the bad thing.
I mean, it's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not great. But Billy Goblin, because of the zombie that's behind you, Billy Goblin gets to do a little bit of extra damage thanks to the advantage he's taken. So I'm just going to roll. Oh.
Okay. So you might kill me outright. I've got 4 hit points.
You've got 4? Is that after the 13 was taken off?
Yeah, after the 13.
All right, so he takes another 8.
Oh, okay.
And so Billy Goblin has pushed this blade into the Baron, and all life leaves.
Oh, wait, did they have to roll again for that one?
No.
Or just extra damage?
Just extra damage. I told you it was getting dicey. Yeah. So all life leaves the Baron, but he's still being held by this zombie. Now, the interesting thing here is that no one else knows that this has happened.
Yeah, very interesting. That's great.
So, Baron, did he call out or scream in any way when he was stabbed?
I don't know. That's up to. I'd say so. I'd say
I'm slowly getting stabbed. I think I'm very loud.
Yeah. So I will say that you let out. Well, I'll get a perception check out of everyone else.
And I am the closest and high up, so
that's
I
nice.
really hope I roll okay. Oh!
I rolled a 10. Sika's rolled 17.
I've rolled a 22.
Nice.
All right, so
I rolled a 1.
You've Loris has been distracted, but all he can see at the moment is the zombies that are left alive, and he's completely ignoring all external stimulus here. Baron, you don't get to roll perception. Stop it.
Did he notice himself dying?
Did you hear yourself?
Everybody else heard this. Everybody else heard the scream coming from the Baron. You wouldn't.
Super low.
You didn't have to roll very high to be able to hear that. I just wanted to check. American, you've heard it obviously with your vantage point. You've looked down and you can see pretty much everything through the broken window. You see a zombie's arm reaching through, holding a lifeless Baron Byram, and past that you can see Billy Hobgoblin sneering at the Baron with his sword still inside the Baron's body. It is the Baron's turn. You get to roll
Oh, lucky me.
your first death saving throw.
Is there a button for that? I should know.
Yeah, I think there
There
is.
is. There is. It's underneath your hit points.
Oh. Where are my hit points? Okay. Death saves. Okay, here we go. 15.
All right, that's a save. Your first save.
Oof.
All right, nice.
Okay. It's the first one I've made successfully as well.
American, over to you.
Ever.
So she hears Baron screaming out and sees him lying on the ground, assailed by multiple enemies, and she screams out, "Brian's down! Brian's down! Come help him!" And she leaps along the top of the walls that she's on, going around staying up on the height of the walls, and she approaches the area where Baron is, and she yells out, "I'll save you, Brian! I'll save you!" And she uses her move to turn back into a giant spider, a giant wolf spider,
Sorry,
which is
sorry. Is that a bonus action or a full action?
no, I believe it takes my whole action to turn into a spider.
Right.
No, it only takes a bonus action when I turn back.
Right. Okay, that's good.
So she uses her full turn to turn into the spider, but for the last of her movement, she jumps down onto Billy Hobgoblin's head and just harasses him.
Well, you're a pretty decent size. I'm going to take that as that's going to be an action as well. You can land next to him. I'm not going to let you land on top of him because
All right,
a
I'll
spider of
land-
your size would knock him over, and that would be an action.
I will land next to him, rearing up on my legs and hissing intimidatingly.
Okay, great. It's enough to make him withdraw the sword from the Baron.
He's now bleeding.
I hope I don't wake up to this.
Yeah.
He finds himself confronting a giant spider covered in a bark-like skin.
That's right, because you've still got your bark skin from before. All right, Sig, over to you. You've heard the scream. You've heard Mirakin call out that the Baron is down, or Brian is down. But you've still got Loris and a zombie in the room with you as well.
Indeed. Sig has also realized that he has not seen his friend Daran in a while. So he's just going to yell out at the top of his lungs, "Daran!" And he's going to push forward and swing his hammer at the side of the zombie's head in front of him as he makes his way past Mr. Loris into the adjoining room.
Okay, give us a roll to hit for that zombie.
Sig rolls a whopping 14.
All right, that is more than enough. So your hammer's just like, as you run past, the hammer just like smashes it in its head. Let's have a look. How much damage does that do?
5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, cool. So he knocks down to the ground, and then slowly shambles back to his feet, snarling as you make your way past. Now, I'm going to say that you moved out of his range as he was unconscious on the ground, so it doesn't bring out an opportunity of attack there. Cool. Anything else for you?
That is all.
All right. It is Duran's turn. And despite you calling out, there doesn't seem to be any action. You don't really notice or see anything from him. It is the zombie's turn. The zombie closest to Loris in that room What's Seeker going to get up to? He's just going to reach out and try and slash out with his claws. And he rolls a 19.
That would be a hit.
All right, doing 4 damage. He says. Cool, so that's 4 damage on you. He also just kind of closes the gap. He just sort of moves forward into what it thinks is a better position. This zombie holding onto the Baron basically takes a big step back and just drags the Baron's body through this window onto the ground. That's how he spends his action. Unfortunately, the other zombie has got one thing on.
How many fucking zombies are there?
This zombie's got one thing on its mind.
Parties?
It's not parties.
Gonna bite you, fool. That's what zombies do.
Yeah, he leans down and just bites into, or tries to take a bite out of the Baron, and rolls a. Well, it's an advantage because you're unconscious at its feet, and it rolls a 19.
Taking chunks out of the Baron.
And
2 damage?
that's if it becomes an instant crit, taking 2 of your death saving throws.
Oh, one more and I'm dead.
Okay.
Bye bye.
What's that?
Goodbye.
That is the zombie's turn. It is Bill's turn.
Oh no.
Do I know what happened with like him being dragged through the window? Like, are there windows that I can see in?
There's like this house is one of the few that has most of its walls still standing. The window in front of you is smashed, and you can see Sig has just burst into that room, but you can't see that the Baron has been pulled into the room. Not from where you are. That's for sure.
Would I've heard like any of that stuff?
What Bill has experienced so far is the screaming of the Baron, Mirakin on top of the walls yelling about how Brian is down, and her running off and leaping off the building in spider form. And you've seen Sig burst into that room, and you've heard some shuffling within that room.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, I've got no reason to go into that room, right? Like,
No one but Sig does at this point in time.
I mean, you've seen Sig running into it. You might think that there's a very good reason that Bill might think the Baron could be in that room. The Baron could be.
Well, apart from American just said Baron's down and she's in a different part.
True.
So I think I would run towards where I assume the Baron is.
Okay.
Which is, oh man, why is my?
Oh, you've got the.
Sorry, my selector
Yeah.
isn't working.
Oh, okay. Where would you like me to move you?
Could I just go to like the? Whoa, what's going on? Actually, it should work now. Sorry. 1 second. This is definitely an edit out of the podcast
yeah.
moment. I'm going to run over here.
Okay.
And see the spider and
Yeah.
Billy, and I assume I know that American is a spider.
Yeah. You saw her turn into one before, so you know that this is likely her again.
Yeah, so if she's fighting Billy one-on-one, I'll run up and try to help her.
Okay.
So I'm going to short sword and dagger.
Okay. Give us a roll to hit.
One short sword and dagger.
Oh, nice. Okay, with a roll of 20, that short sword does land into Billy, as he seems to be a little distracted with this giant spider having landed next to him, and your short sword just cuts across him. What's the damage on that? 5.
And I just call out, "The Baron! Where's the Baron?"
I'm just like. I'm assuming when I'm in the wild shape, I cannot talk.
I assume
That would
that
make sense.
That would make sense. But your blade sort of gashes into Billy, and he turns around. Ah, Jesus! Ah, and he turns around, and he hears you say, "Where's the Baron?" He's like, "Ah, your little wizard friend is no more." He's taking great
Big
pleasure.
Bill's face just goes flushed red
Okay.
and angry.
And it is Billy Goblin's turn. Just like you will be. And he doesn't think much of the spider because he's just kind of why is there a spider here? Whatever. It's probably just on his side as far as he thinks. And he turns to swipe at you, Bill, with his longsword.
Mm-hmm.
And he rolls a 21, doing 3 damage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dick!
And okay. And he sees the damage and he's smiling. He's pretty happy with what he's done. Loris, over to you.
So being blissfully unaware of what's going on in the other room because, I'm focused on the zombie that's in front of me, important things and all.
Yeah.
So he's only just had damage from Sig's hammer, yeah?
He's had a lot of damage. He's had enough to be dropped once, but he managed to get back to his feet. He's not looking good. If he had blood, he would be considered bloodied.
Sweet. So, excuse me. So I'm just going to, given he's sort of, I'm trying to think of a cool way to dispatch him, but I'm just thinking I'm going to smash him in the head with my axe. Because, I haven't done that for 2 weeks, so it's about time.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, I'm just going to try and cleave him in two with my rather large axe. And I roll a 10.
A 10 is enough. You
Oh really?
Yeah. How is that going straight down him again, or in your typical Loris fashion? Yeah, exactly. You just split this thing in half, and it just sort of like falls to dust in the room. So that zombie is dead.
Happy with that. So yeah, once again, blissfully unaware of what's going on, I'm just gonna and celebrate zombie death.
Yeah, I'd say that you noticed Sig running past you and opening the door.
No reason why he's gone in there.
And I will say that you've probably followed him now that you're looking for someone to celebrate at, knowing Sig is near you, and you can see past him, and you can see the Baron in the corner, being bitten by a zombie with another one, looking to start that party.
Oh, awesome! Cool. I'm just out of the way. So seeing that, I will cut short my celebration, and I think I've got movement, so I can kind of get into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Bang, bang. I'll probably get to. Well, I could probably be right in front of them, but that would be stupid. Kind of. Well, actually, no. I'm just going to run in and try and distract them.
Okay. All right. The zombie that was biting on the Baron seems to just ignore what you're doing. The one that pulled him in through the window just turns to you with a. You've definitely got one of their attention. Anything else?
I'm just checking to see if I've got a random health potion somewhere, but I don't, unfortunately, because I use them as soon as someone gives them to me. Sorry. That would have been really useful if I kept one, but yeah. Souls Baron.
It is.
Yeah, that's me.
It's the Baron's turn. Baron, you've got 2 fails.
2 fails, 1 success. So if I fail this one, I'm dead. I was just thinking, I do have inspiration from Random Origins.
Oh,
I'll allow it.
All right, that's good. Because otherwise, I've got a bad feeling about this anyway.
can I give my inspiration so you can have triple inspiration?
Triple.
We'll see how it goes.
A 12
All right.
and 7.
All right. That's fine. You didn't even need to use that inspiration, but you have.
Or if you get a 20,
That's
don't you
true.
get
That's a
hit
good
point back?
point. That's a good point. So you now have 2 death fails and 2 death saves.
That's right.
American. It's over to Spider American.
Got any?
I was
here?
about to expire at Baron almost being a 50-50 chance away from death. All right, back to Spider American. She's going to rear up and use Bite, which I
Nice.
believe is a melee weapon style attack, which has a +3 to hit.
Okay.
So I guess I'll roll 1d20 and then add +3. Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
So that's.
I have Bardic Inspiration from Gil.
All right. Bill, do you want to explain how that one works?
Yeah, you roll a d6 and add it to the. Oh wait, not to an.
Oh, what can you add it to?
It was to the attack, not to damage, right?
It's to attack rolls and ability checks and saving throw.
So roll a d6.
Okay.
There's also a combat superiority. Combat Bardic Inspiration, which I don't have.
Oh,
I've rolled a 6.
All right. So it's
So
12
that's an 18.
plus your
Plus
plus
3.
3. So 21.
Oh, nice.
That is a hit.
Okay, so then now it hits. That does 1d6 plus 1 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I believe he also has to roll saving against poison.
So it's a.
So he has to make a DC 11 Constitution saving throw.
So what was the damage there? You just
All
rolled
right, the damage is 3
3. Okay.
because it's 1d6 plus 1.
Okay. Okay. All right. And he's got to roll a Constitution and beat
DC
11.
11.
He's rolled a 16, so he is not poisoned. No, that's right, right? If he beats it, he's just not poisoned, or is he semi-poisoned? What's the deal with
He takes half as much damage, so he still takes poison damage. It says taking 7, and then it says in brackets 2d6. So I
you
don't
can
really
either
understand that.
say 7, or you can roll 2d6, whichever one you
I've
want
got
to
to gamble it, right?
do. And then I half
gonna
it,
do
I
it.
guess, and then I half whatever you roll.
Oh, okay. I rolled 5.
So and is that so? Half of that's 2.5. That's 3.
We need a
right?
rules lawyer immediately.
No, so he takes 3 damage. He takes 3 damage from that. He's
So
not
that's
looking
poison,
good. And he's,
poison damage.
Yeah, now poisoned means that he attacks with disadvantage as well. He's in a poisoned state. This has freaked him out. He's, oh, what the shit? Ah, you're meant to be on my side. We're evil together. God. He doesn't quite understand why you've attacked. It is anything else for
Wait.
you? Oh,
I'm going to use my bonus action.
please.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to use... yes, I am going to use my bonus action. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to use my movement to scuttle over to where Baron is lying on the ground. And I'm going to stand over him, protecting him and guarding him.
Oh, that's a good move.
Oh.
Okay, I'd allow it. So you've crawled up and over. Now you do take an attack of opportunity from Billy Goblin.
Bring it on, bitch.
Dang, all right.
Sorry, Spider-American sassy.
So
Wow.
he sees you run off, and he drops his shield, grabs his longsword with 2 hands, and swipes out with disadvantage, and rolls a 14.
Yeah, she just hisses in his direction. And
Oh.
she's thinking but not saying, no match for the armor of oak.
Nice. Okay, good. All right. So let's say you're going to move your token, maybe not completely over Baron, but we know that you're going to be over the Baron. We can even say that you've hunkered down over him. There's really no way that anything can attack him with you over him. in your wolf spider form.
I wonder what waking up to this would be like.
You've got a massive spider standing over you, like far out.
Sig, over to you.
Sig assesses the room and wonders how accessible the Baron's mouth is from his location.
Not very. So his head is probably, if you're thinking like, if his head was closest to you or his feet, his head is sort of closest to you. He's going off with his feet towards the wall as he's been pulled in through that window. There's a zombie standing near his head, snarling at Loris. And there is one that has been interrupted with his biting on the Baron.
Is the one closest to the outer wall the one that's distracted, or he's on form?
So the one at the head of the Baron is standing, looking at Loris.
Okay. Can Sig pass an item to Mr. Loris as a bonus action?
Yes.
Nice. In that case, what Sig does is he racks his shield upon his back, takes a two-handed grip on his hammer, and passes his potion of goody-goody gumdrop milk to Mr. Loris. And says, take this potion, and then takes a two-handed whack into the top of the zombie's head.
Nice. You do know that Loris specifically said that he drinks any potions you hand him. So let's...
This is a factor that may require more calculation, but it is done.
Okay, roll to hit this ash zombie.
So with a two-handed attack.
Two-handed attack.
Sig rolls a 16 for 13 bludgeoning.
Okay, perfect. So the hammer swings into him, crunches him against the wall, but he remains standing. Oh, does he? Oh, shoot. Sorry. I thought he was at full health. He's not. He drops like a sack of shit. He is... But you basically just crunch him, his sternum into the wall. And he drops down to the ground, sort of flopping over to your side. And he slowly gets back to his feet.
Oh,
does
brilliant.
he? Actually, how much damage was that? 13? Because they've got a rule on how they can, whether or not they can get up. So you rolled 13 damage. He's got to roll that plus he's just rolled enough. Okay, he does get back up, but he's looking very, very almost dead. And he's kind of, no, it's just kind of a little bit further away from the Baron's head, and turned oval because you've squashed him a little bit. Now you're very lucky because the last time they got damaged, which was via the Baron, they'd already let their big plume of ash go. This could have been terrible if you had forgotten that small fact. And they...
I'm pretty sure he can.
Yeah, I know. That could have been amazing. For nobody but me having a look. Anyway, it's Duran's turn, and yet again, you don't hear anything from him.
Squeal of a bush or something?
This guy really has a lot of explaining to do.
Now it's the ash zombie's turn. The one that just got smashed by Sig just scratches out to try and do any sort of damage, and has met just... Oh, you don't have your shield on anymore, do you? You put that away? That's right, it just sort of glances off your armor, doing 0 damage. The other zombie tries to flail out at this wolf spider that's covering its feed, and rolls an 8, so also misses. No luck for these ash zombies. And we are back with Bill, face to face with Bill.
Bill v. Bill. So Bill, the goblin, just kind of hears this slow creeping, starts off as like a faint whisper, and then he eventually starts to realize that there are words forming, and it kind of comes back and he says, he kind of hears this like, Yemek was right. No one likes you. You should run.
Dang.
And he is afflicted by dissonant whispers.
Whoa, what is this?
So he must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, he takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction to run away from me.
Oh, he crit failed. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage. Damn. All right, roll away with double it.
Boom. So I'll take the 13 plus the 11, so 24.
All right.
Whoa.
Yeah. You see like frustration cross Billy's face. He's like,
Yemek was never right. That's self-centered. What about Clark? We were supposed to rule with Clark. And, no.
and his head just goes, it just pops, just absolutely pops, and Billy is no more.
Dang.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anything else on your turn there, Bill?
I'm just gonna stay there.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'll move to try to see what's going on, but I imagine it's probably pretty packed.
Yeah, you look through that window and you can see just this enormous wolf spider hunkered down over the Baron's body. You see a couple of zombies still looking... Oh, no, they're looking all right. One of them's looking pretty worse for wear. The other one has finally gotten to his feet, realizing he's not going to take any more bites out of the wizard. And you can see Loris and Sig just staring these zombies down. And with that, it is... Oh, sorry?
I'll just use my movement to move
Oh, yeah, cool.
to somewhere where I might be able to get in.
Okay, cool. It is Loris's turn.
So, having received this potion in my hand, and whilst everything's begun, Loris has been looking at it, looking at Sig, looking at the Baron, looking at the potion, just trying to figure out what he was supposed to do with it. And I think I've cottoned on to the fact that I'm supposed to give it to the dead guy and not just knock it back myself. Because
Drink it.
I just want to say that's what Alst would do, not what Loris would do. Loris is not a dick. So risking, this is a really altruistic moment for Loris because he's kind of standing beside a dude that is going to attack him as soon as I bend down. And I know this because it's what I do. So I'm actually going to just basically bend down on my knee and pop the cork on this potion and pour it into Baron's mouth.
Into the mouth. Good.
Into the mouth. Literally, there's no medical care or anything. It's literally just black, glug, 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 gone.
Cool.
And I'm pretty much from that position. Do I get? That's my action, right?
That's your action, but I will let you get back into a standing position, so you don't have to, get hurt by any zombies later.
No, I think I'll stay around.
All right, stay down on one knee. Beautiful. It's a beautiful, touching moment.
Stay kind of on one knee, just sort of ready to go. My axe beside myself, just
Like putting oil in the engine.
yeah. That's how Loris kind of sees it.
So, what is that? 2d4 plus 2. Do you want to give us the roll?
You can roll it, Loris.
Yeah, give us a roll, Loris.
2d4 plus 2, yeah?
Yep.
All right, here's 2d4. It's a 7 plus 2 is 9.
That's pretty good.
Ooh,
almost
that's
max.
almost max. Yeah.
Perfect.
Holy shit.
All right, so...
I'm very, very
Spider
worried.
on top of you.
Yeah. Baron, your eyes pop open and you've got like this small bulb potion sort of like just plugged into your mouth like a light bulb. If it's just being like Loris has just left it there in your mouth. And you've opened your eyes, you can see Loris near your head. You can see a zombie and Sig staring each other down. But this enormous wolf spider is
The size
just,
of a large dog.
is just like covering you. And I want you to give me maybe a Constitution check.
Okay. Right. Constant for screaming or
Well, I'll
a
explain.
saving throw or
No, just a check.
okay.
Oh.
I think that's a 10.
Plus
Oh,
1.
11.
Cool. So that's just enough. I was going to say if you got 10 or under, you were going to think that this was a foe on top of you. There's something about the fact that no one is eyeing up this spider, that Loris is happily feeding you a health potion instead of attacking the spider, that you think maybe, is this spider a friend? So that's where your mind is right now.
Friendly spider. Spider on top of me. This is an unfamiliar room as well. I am just fucking disturbed. It doesn't matter if I think it's kind of friendly or not out to kill me. Just the fact that there's zombies all around me. I've been stabbed in the stomach.
Yeah.
There's a big spider on me and all that. So, I just want to let out a little whimper. And I'm going to pine for a bush to go and, where is it? A shrubbery or something?
Pine for a bush?
Yeah.
Uh,
Very greenery. Can I attack when I'm lying down? With
sure.
spell?
You could, yeah, totally.
You can?
Yeah.
So not like a sword.
I mean, even if you were on the ground with a sword, you could probably flail a sword around and attack some
really?
angles, but you probably wouldn't.
Okay.
You'd probably roll
I'm
with disadvantage.
going to reach into my pocket. Just my brains come back to me momentarily and blow some
Kisses.
Kisses at the zombie. No, I'm going to blow poison gas at him. Poison spray.
Is that going to affect, what's the
Yeah.
range
No,
on
it
that?
just gets
How
one
accurate
person.
is the poison?
It's very accurate. It's like an attack. It's like a punch or something.
It's right. So it's not like a 10-foot cone coming out.
No,
of
they have to do a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Of 13.
And this is poison, is it?
Poison spray. I don't know if it actually poisons them. I don't know if they actually get that kind of.
Well, it says it does 10 poison damage if it hits.
No, 1d12 poison damage.
Yeah.
If it
which is
hits,
10.
yeah.
Yeah. So con save of 13.
Okay. It did not save, but you notice it does nothing to this zombie.
Oh, interesting. Fascinating.
You write that one in your book.
Yeah, notebook.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Just underneath the spider. No,
Okay.
nothing else. But thank you, Lois.
You're welcome. Murikin, we're back with you.
Right. Well, it looks like in the bestiary, the giant wolf spider only has one move, and that is bite. But I suppose I could probably do an unarmed strike as well, yes?
Would you want
If I just wanted to... I don't know if I want to bite a zombie full of ash.
Whack it with your leg.
Yeah, I was like, can I just strike it and try and smash it down onto the ground instead with my legs?
Sure.
What would I roll for that?
Just give us a d20 plus your strength modifier.
Okay, so that's +1.
Cool.
All right. Oops, I rolled 2. But you get the idea.
I will take the first one, which is the 12.
Yeah.
+1, 13. So that's a hit.
13.
How strong is this? What's your strength modifier?
+1.
Yeah, so most unarmed strikes are pretty weak. So I'll give us I think I'm just going to let you hit it for 2 points. It's not much, unfortunately.
Oh, right. I don't roll for damage.
Normally an unarmed strike is 1 damage or 2 damage. It's just basically just a bit of a hit. And you're not if you were a bigger spider, maybe I would have let that be a bit. So I was going to give you 2 HP damage on that zombie. And
I'm glad to see Brian is looking up and about again.
Yeah, you noticed him sort of moving underneath you and reaching for his wand and his staff, I should say.
Usually.
Not yet.
I'm going to end my move by scampering back up onto the top of the wall.
Okay. Okay, cool. Back to you, Sig.
Sig is a little surprised that the ash zombie took a belt to the head with his hammer. So he's going to use his hammer to like hook him around the neck and then bring up his knee to like knee him underneath the chin.
Yeah, great. Give us a roll to hit.
A 13.
Yeah, perfect. So you hook it around the back of his head and just pull it with one massive movement, and the head meets your knee, but its body is still maintaining where it was. You've just pulled this head clean off this zombie, and it just like explodes into dust as it impacts your knee. That is another dead zombie.
Nice.
Anything else?
And then he'll just yell, Baron! And with that, he will kick off his rally ability, which gives Mr. Baron temporary hit points equal to my charisma modifier plus the thing.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So it's 1 minus 1 for my charisma modifier. So he increases a whopping 0 temporary HP.
That is fantastic.
Usually they say to a minimum of 1.
That is
I
terrifying.
don't know. It was good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, the Baron just thinks Sig is celebrating his kill.
Yeah.
So it's Duran's turn. Can I get, Bill? Can I get a perception check from you?
Yeah. 22.
Okay, perfect. You hear coming from the south, just from the buildings behind you. You can just hear Duran yelling for help.
Oh, God.
Damn it,
Come
Duran.
on, Duran. Whose idea was it to bring this dick with us?
Okay, so American, you've scuttled away from the Baron, leaving him prone on the ground by himself. So the zombie sees this and goes down for another bite.
I don't want zombie going down.
Going down on it. Oh,
Please.
Ooh.
Right up.
And because you are, I'm just
Not up
ignoring
my
you guys.
alley.
Stop it.
that's like your wet dream, is it, Baron? You know, something undead going down on you?
Don't pretend that's not why you became a necromancer. Go on.
Totally.
That's my backstory, but not like this.
I mean, he loves dead people, right?
Totally.
He
I'm a people
loves
person.
them.
Yeah. Because you're prone at his feet, it is with advantage. He rolls a 20 and does 7 bite damage
Oh, dude.
on you.
Wait, he does a 20.
He does. Yeah, it was
That's
20.
just a fucking 20 on fucking hell.
Not a net 20, a total 20.
Oh.
Yeah,
So if I had armor class of 20, that would hit, wouldn't it?
it would.
Rude. So how much damage did it do?
7.
Okay. I've still got 2.
Oh, okay, good.
Right.
Okay, good. All right, that's their turn. Bill, we're back with you.
I'm going to run into the building.
Dive through the window.
Leaping over these corpses.
Mm-hmm.
Run in here. And what do I... Can you describe the scene for me,
Yeah,
please?
so you make your way past a bunch of dead zombies and into the room with the rest of the crew. Murican is in spider form, sort of up on the wall, 8 foot up. You've got Laura standing next to a zombie, which is sort of crouched down, biting into the Baron, who looks to be alive at the moment, which is great. And Sig looking very pleased. He's still kind of celebrating his zombie kill.
How does the Baron look?
Baron does not look very healthy at all. He's very bloodied. He's got bite marks all over him. He's got a partially healed stab wound, which has got fresh blood all over it.
But he does have a massive smile on his face.
Oh, in that case, it's gonna-
Get a room. I got a room.
I had to.
I think I just call out Baron, and like a batter sliding into home, I'm gonna try to like do a little slide between Loris and Sig,
Okay.
and lay some hands on.
He's just had some hands on him.
Legs and hands. He's got a mouth of hand. It's getting seriously dicey.
Spicy. Getting spicy.
Spicy.
Getting spicy. That's the fanfic.
Late night with getting spicy.
It's the fanfic version. I cast Cure Wounds, healing him for 7 health.
Okay, great.
Nice.
And I say, you know, Baron. Oh, wait, that's Gil. You know, Baron, I'm something of a necromancer myself. I can really raise your spirits.
Oh, dude.
He's still
So
got it.
Nice.
big damage.
It's 7 health.
All right. Thank you.
You are healed, and you are welcome.
Thank you.
Anything else from Bill?
No.
Cool. Loris, we're back at you.
Yeah, so seeing Gil slide in, it's like, oh, well, Bill, sorry. I'm still getting confused about this thing. And obviously watching this zombie going down in a very loving way on Baron. I'm assuming he's prone, so he's at disadvantage to an attack that I made.
He is, yeah.
I have an inspiration point. That gives me advantage, eh?
You would already be attacking this zombie
Already
with
advantage,
advantage.
so yeah, that's right. I'm just making sure I'm not
Yeah,
overdoing it.
of course.
So I'm just gonna obviously attack the Baron, attack the zombie.
just finish him off with a zombie.
But I'm gonna aim away from, because obviously the zombie head is over Baron, yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to attack the zombie's body because I don't want to slice through and cut Baron.
Yeah, perfect.
Thinking man's Goliath here.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna bring my axe down across the zombie's body.
Okay, give us a roll with advantage.
Bugger, I'll roll it again. Hang on.
Ooh.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a crit.
Oh, dang. All right, that's great. You just bring it down right through its spine. And it kind of, you've done it with such force. It's down on its sort of crouching over its knees, hands on the Baron, and sort of almost about to take another bite. You bring it down through its spine, through its like thighs, which then go through its like lower legs as well. And you're just like basically cutting the top half of them off. The kneecap areas both just like pop off onto the ground. And this thing just falls into pieces on the ground next to you and the Baron. That zombie is well and truly dead. No coming back. No coming back from that one.
When you use scissors on paper to make all those little men and
Yeah, pretty much.
pop off.
That would be a flawless victory.
Yeah. It's with that where you all start to hear the call of help from Duran.
I thought you were going to say a dragon.
If it's like 3 actions, I'm just gonna say, Duran's in trouble. We've got to go.
Okay, cool. We'll give you free actions until we figure out what's happening in there. I will keep all of your. I'll just get rid of the ash zombies out of the turn order. I'll leave everything like that for now. So
Do we know where Duran is? Does anyone actually have any idea where Duran is calling from?
Yeah, Bill heard it coming from the building south of where you currently are. You saw the Baron would have seen Duran running into that sort of area as he was sort of running around putting these twig blights to their death.
Yeah, I'll lift up my hand and point shakily towards those buildings.
Yeah, cool.
I saw him.
I'm going to
harassing
run off.
bushes.
I'm going to run off at top speed towards it.
Okay.
So
Still as a spider.
Okay, cool. So
Scuttle.
there's a couple of entrances. There's the entrance on the left, which is where Duran entered. There's a tree sort of that you could probably squeeze past, but you can't really see past it at the moment. In the middle, which is here. You could squeeze past there into that area, or there's a door on the east side of the building as well.
And is this building roofless also?
This building is also roofless. In fact,
Alright.
it's also got a lot of cracks on these walls. They're not solid walls. You could probably get close enough to peek through as well.
And we're no longer in the battle order?
No, this is free movement for now.
Right.
You mean?
Well, I have, as a spider, I have a 40-foot movement, so I can zoom off pretty damn fast. So I'm going to crawl up the nearest wall close to me and get a vantage point over the whole area.
Okay, cool. We'll go with that. Let's reveal.
Oh, we got free.
Everything in here. Wait a second, and now let's just reveal everybody that's in here.
He's nowhere.
Wait a second.
She's not there. Why? We've been fooled. Damn it, Bill, you've lied to us again.
Why is it only letting me? This is
I
frustrating.
swear he was here.
What is going on?
Unless someone's learned how to throw their voice.
He looks different.
This is really frustrating. Why is this happening? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh.
What you see, American, is often the building to the east of the one you've climbed up onto. You can see Duran huddled in this corner, surrounded by 6 of these little twig blights, these small shrubs that have taken on a little bipedal form that are kind of swarming on him.
Really is a shrubbery.
So I'm just going to add these guys to the turn order as well. Do I have them somewhere? Yes, I do. Cool.
Does it seem like they have a view to kill?
What was that, sorry?
Does it seem like they have a view to kill?
Is that another Duran joke? View to a kill.
Yes, it is.
All right, so they've been added in. I'm just ignoring it. Yeah, they're looking ferocious. They don't have mouths, so they don't have teeth or anything. Teeths, and they've got their arms out, and they've just got these really sharp claws at the end of their what look like fingers. They're not even fingers. They're hands that just end in claws. Oh.
Being muted.
In the stream. Oh,
Am I back?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, your face is not moving, but I can hear your voice.
Awesome.
Okay, just one moment. Here we go. Ooh, sorry, viewers. This sucks. I'm back. So I don't know what you did and didn't hear, so I'll start again. So these shrubberies, their hands kind of just end in giant claws. Can you hear me?
He's going to be connecting for a while. I'm going to find that cat.
Oh, can you guys not hear me?
No, I can hear. I can hear her.
Oh, American.
What?
Yeah,
I
tell
can hear you.
American she needs to.
American,
you need to rejoin.
Okay.
Cool.
Must be the house. It's
Must be
haunted.
the house.
Coming from inside the house. Would
It'll
not.
be the cat playing with the chords again.
Probably. Damn that cat. And this is why I need to edit the podcast really heavily. Because this moment
these
will
wonderful
suck in the podcast. If you're listening to the podcast right now, I'm really sorry. There will be an update at some point to this one that you're listening to now, but it'll be at a point where you've already done with this one and moved on. So there's that. Now, Joe, can you hear me now?
But re-listen to it anyway.
Joe? She can't hear me.
What happened?
Can you hear me?
I can hear.
Okay, can you see me?
Yes.
Can everyone hear and see me? Okay, cool.
What
right.
did I miss?
So Duran is huddled in this corner. These little bipedal twig blights are surrounding him. At the end of their arms, they end in these sharp branch-like claws, and they're all just making their way towards him. We're going to start where we finished off last time with Loris at the top of the turn order.
I don't get to start again. Yeah. Awesome. So I'm too tired to do this. Do these things look terribly dangerous, or are they just kind of tiny and like childlike creatures?
They're not very big. They're only like at full height. They look to be about 4.5 foot tall. Remember, these things can sort of just disguise themselves as little bushes, and this is at a point where they're clearly not disguising themselves anymore.
And I know that Duran's been off killing these things, and I don't rate him very highly. So
we know.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So yeah. So from where I am, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna charge in, and I'm essentially just gonna run in and barge through this front one here. And I'm not even going to attack it with my weapon. I'm literally just going to run it and shoulder charge it as hard as I can, aiming to slam it into the one like here.
All right,
so
you want to really...
I want to just slam it as hard as I can and just send it flying.
All right, give us a...
Push billiards.
Give us a strength check.
Strength check. So I just click strength in and see what happens. Yeah, that one. I roll a 19.
Okay, we'll give you this one. The
So kind.
Quick look here. That one just gets jolted. Wasn't expecting you, and you come charging through. Lower your center of gravity and just knock this thing. You sort of lift yourself up as you make contact, and this thing gets air as it lands into the other one, knocking both prone and onto the ground. I'll take 1 HP off each one for that one.
That's fine. It was cool.
Yeah.
So now that I'm standing in front of Duran, I'm going to basically take a guarding pose in front of him. I'm going to turn back and look at him. Imbecile, are you okay? And then I'm just going to turn away from him.
And Duran, he looks okay. He's got a few scratches, but I think it looks like he just found himself in a room with a few too many people, I think.
So basically I'm just standing, blocking anyone from getting anywhere near him.
Okay, great. Baron, over to you.
Could I see into this building? These holes? Or...
From where you currently are, probably not. You might see some shapes moving in through some of the cracks, but...
So do I have an indication where people like Duran is?
No.
Oh, shit.
Unless Mirakin had yelled out to give you some sort of directions.
I'm a spider.
Oh, yeah, so no.
You just...
And I didn't hear like Loris yelling like.
She could have pointed like a spindly spider leg in the general direction.
Yeah.
Just a spider leg.
We'll say that there was a spindly spider leg out towards the other building, so you've got an idea that maybe there's something over there.
Okay. I'll move across until I can see through a gap or there's a window or what?
You're there. So by the time you've gotten to this area, you can see through and see a couple of twig blights on the ground near the sort of rubble of this wall.
Okay. And do I see Duran?
No, not really from that position. As you made your way, you did see a glimpse of Loris staring down, like axe in hand, a few of these other blights.
He's tall. Okay. I'm going to shoot this one with ice knife.
Cool. Now he is prone. He was knocked prone.
Oh,
so
he's
that's
prone?
both of those two right at the wall are prone.
Oh shit. So anything I do just sucks, right?
Yeah. You could this one here. You could probably see this. This one here, just beyond the two that are prone. I'll give you that.
Okay.
No,
I'm not going to do that because I saw Loris. He's right next to Loris. I'm just going to. Right. So, but yeah, I am going to get him with chill touch. I'm not going to do ice knife because that would
Chill
explode.
touch?
Your accuracy with chill touch has never been that great.
Yeah. It's 15.
Cool. And that is a hit.
Okay, and it's 5 necrotic damage.
Okay, cool. This thing just starts showing rot the moment you've cast the spell, and bits of it start breaking away. The little leaves, things that look like leaves, drop away, and it just wilts down onto the ground, dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to beckon over to Bill and let him know that they're over here.
Cool.
If he doesn't know.
He nods in recognition.
Good. Murikin, back to you.
American scampers, still in spider form, up and over all the walls and going directly as the crow flies, or as the spider climbs, back to where she's seen Duran, and jumps down in front of him, or climbs down the wall in front of him, rearing up on her hind legs to attack the nearest blight.
So the nearest one is prone
With a
next to
bite.
you. So you get to roll with advantage.
Ooh. So I do D20, 2 D20s, and then I pick the best one and add 3
Oh, it's a crit.
So it's a
to
crit.
hit. Oh,
So are you biting or are you...
bite.
Oh, yeah, cool. So you get to roll your damage, the damage twice.
All right, so that's 1d6 plus 1.
So you get to roll 2d6
Not
plus
used,
1.
I'm not used to all this manual rolling. I'm spoiled.
All right,
I
cool.
rolled a 6 and a 5.
Plus a 1.
So do I add them up?
Yep.
Do I get a plus 1 on both?
No, you just get a plus 1 once.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the
And-
dice roll that's doubled.
Does he have to do the poison save?
I would if that didn't just like destroy him. You basically bite down and just snap it, and it just splinters off into different directions and is very dead, very very dead.
Very good.
Yeah.
For the end of my action, I'd like to rear up terrifyingly on my hind legs and hiss in spideries. Come to me, my children.
Oh, where were they? Because you left them outside the other building, I think, last
Indeed.
week.
I left them about 20 feet away.
Yeah, true. And they move about 20 feet in a turn. So we can say that they... actually, I think they do like 40, don't they? So they scurry back to you and climb up onto your spidery body. Cool. Sig, over to you.
Sig rushes into the room and calls out, Duran! As he smashes down upon the closest twig blight.
Cool. Give us a roll to hit.
Sig rolls a 16 for 4 bludgeoning damage for a one-handed attack.
Cool. And I assume that's the one that's just closest to you.
Indeed.
And your hammer just powers through it, breaking it into small twigs and leaves. It is dead as well. Anything else, Sig?
Nope.
Cool. It's Duran's turn. He sees everything that you guys are doing to protect him, and he gets back to his feet and says, oh, sorry about that, everyone. There was a few more in here than I originally expected.
Previously, getting dicey.
There you go. That blunder came to you from Stream Deck. Stream Deck, only heaps dollars. So yeah, Duran, now at his feet. I didn't even have his stuff ready to go. What am I up to? Did I think he was going to die or something? Maybe I thought he was going to die.
No!
he takes out his bow and takes out the... Huh?
How, is he shooting around me, through me, or what's his plan?
Through your legs.
Yeah, he moves into position. He moves into position around you, eyes up the one of the blights across the room, and shoots an arrow square into its head, taking it out and dropping it to the ground.
Oh, he does have some use.
Well, remember, he's already killed a few of these before.
Surrounded by 6 of them.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. There was just a few too many this time. It freaked him out. They came out of
always
nowhere.
be a loser in Loris's
Yeah. Although it is beautiful that like Loris is keeping guard over him right now. That's nice. To which Duran has noticed, and he says, "Thank you, Loris. I never thought I would get your support." And it is. I just put that to rub it in a little bit.
Unlikely Loris / Duran fan fiction.
Oh yeah.
One of the blight that was knocked prone stands up and makes its way over to Mirakin and slashes out with its claws. And it rolled an 8, so that has just kind of missed its target there. The other remaining standing one charges at Sig. Charges at Sig. We're going to say Sig. And it also slashes out, doing a rolling 17, which is, I believe, a miss. Yep. Blocks it with the shield and just parries away this claw. And that is... I think that's all... Yeah, that's them. It is back to Loris.
So yes, being thanked by Duran is a little disturbing. So before I launch into destroying the twig thing in front of me, I will just make a quick little quip to Duran and say to him, "You won't be dying at the hands of these trees. It will only be at the hand of my axe that you'd end." And then I'm going to finish with killing Treeman.
Duran just says, "Your axe has hands? That is quite amazing."
It's a hand axe.
It's a hand
axe. Right? Come on.
Where you from?
Look at the bard, all right? The bard knows what's going on. I'm just going to step over here and finish off the twig man in front of the spider here.
Okay, cool.
A rather large axe to a small body.
Yeah.
I roll a 16, doing 13 damage.
Yep, this one too just gets just annihilated by the swing of your axe. It is left as nothing more than just some twigs and leaves on the ground of this building.
I'm just going to look at Duran so he notices that my axe did that.
And Duran goes,
Have you got an animation for Duran's face doing that?
We're over with the Baron.
Okay. I'm going to poke my head in the window here. Well, hi, guys.
Hey,
so I can see everybody and I can see the shrub.
Yes. Wait, did I miss Bill? I feel like I might have missed Bill.
I've seen Bill on this list.
Yeah, I don't see Bill on that list.
Not on the list for some reason. I think I'm like 22 initiative.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely. I think we may have missed Bill a couple of times. John, you got to speak out if you're feeling like we're picking on you. All right, so we'll go back to. We'll give Bill a go.
I think Bill deserves a bit of picking.
Well, thanks. Thanks for letting me have a go. So, what are the obvious entrances? Like, is this an obvious entrance or no?
That's not like the wall has sort of crumbled down. You could probably make your way through there if you wanted to give it a try.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think I would take the shortest path, seeing like American climb over and people kind of rushing in there and stuff.
Okay.
So do I need to roll anything or?
No, we'll that last little bit through the sort of the crumpled wall would just be difficult terrain. So just double that movement just for that little bit.
Okay. I think I still have enough movement. Yeah,
that's fine.
So I think I just walk into the room and seeing like these plant creatures are on the ground. Do they just look like regular trees?
It looks like there's just like your crew have just been slaughtering bushes. is from what you can tell. If it wasn't for the fact that there was like a bipedal shrub, like claws extended, staring down Sig.
So I think like seeing that, I just call out and say, "Wait, we don't need to kill all these things. I find the plant folks' behavior intriguing." And I'd just like to, I'm not trying to hurt the tree or anything. I just like to get everybody to stop and think about what we're doing.
What are you trying to hurt?
Okay.
While also making them groan the hardest
Right.
they've ever grown.
So that wasn't any kind of
No.
pun-based attack for
It
the
wasn't a
blight?
pun-based attack.
Okay.
Not this time.
Loris, we kind of went through your turn. We're back to the Baron. Yeah. So you've heard a great pun from Bill telling everyone to stop.
It's most intriguing. Can I use my bonus action to ask what do you want to do with the shrub?
Sure.
To who?
You're the one that said that they're intriguing.
Can I respond?
Yeah. I'll let you guys, since it was a pretty small interaction for your turn now. Bill, we'll let you guys have this back and forth.
Well, I just don't want to. I don't see any reason to kill them. They didn't do anything. We came onto their turf.
Okay.
They're innocent.
Okay, yeah. And what do you do with that information, Baron?
I don't know, because they're trying to kill us, or they're going to try and kill Darren. I'll ready an action. If it goes to attack, then I will use Toll the Dead.
Okay, cool. All right. American, how about you? Your spider babies are back.
American hears Bill's words and she responds. She speaks to her children and she says, "All right then, show me. Can you web him up for me?" And she tries to sick her spider babies on him and try to see if they'll get enough web around him to stop him moving.
Do they have a web move, like, specifically? Let's have a quick look here.
Oh, well, I was training them with webs, but sort of up to you, DM.
Because they've got 6 seconds, and they're not huge. They could give me a. Okay, let's have a think about this one.
Nature roll.
Animal handling?
Give me an animal handling. But that won't be the last of the roll.
I'm beginning to regret my actions. All right. I've rolled animal handling and I've rolled an 8.
All right. Give us a D100.
A D100?
Yeah.
Ooh. If I can figure out how. Give me 1 second.
You can just type, like...
1.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's-
97.
okay, great. So you call out... you call out to your spiders with the little web call that you've been practicing with them. And they just shoot out towards this blight and just wrap it almost completely up. Like 97% of it is now covered in this web. And it topples over onto the ground, covered. And your spiders come scuttling back to you, back onto your body.
Wow. My baby's so proud of the children.
Okay, cool. Is there anything else you want to do?
American the spider will sway joyously on the spot.
Okay, cool. Sig, you've got a cocooned tree blight at your feet.
Sig looks at it to see if it's struggling or if it's going to be a threat to him.
From what you can see of right now, it is struggling against the web, but that's where you can really tell.
Okay. Sig's gonna put his hammer down to his side, lower his shield, and then kneel down next to the shrub and just like plant it in the dirt to try and placate it.
You're trying to plant, like you're just putting dirt over the top of it.
Yeah, like around its the lower part of it, just scoop like.
Well,
dirt
it's
around its feet.
lying horizontal across the ground at this point. It's toppled over. So are you burying its feet?
Burying
on one
its
end?
feet.
Okay.
Burying its feet.
Okay, give me a nature. Give me a nature roll.
Roll for planting.
Planting.
Sig rolls a 19.
Yeah, you firmly plant its feet into the ground. As you do so, you notice it's struggling a lot less. A lot less. To the
For a
point.
bonus
Oh, sorry. Carry on.
with the bonus section, Sig's just gonna look at Merrick and be like,
In fact, you've noticed that it's stopped moving completely now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's Duran's turn. And he looks over towards Bill and says, "Are you sure we shouldn't see this one to its end? I mean, we've killed the last... Oh, God, I've killed 4 or 5 already, and these lot have killed about 5. What's one more?" This is you're welcome to respond, Bill.
One more is the difference between the right thing and the wrong thing.
Duran just nods and puts his bow back onto his back, and says, "All right, I'm satisfied with the ones I killed, so I'm sweet." It's we'll stop the battle here. Sweet, you guys have the twig blight that's been left on the ground has moved back into one of the states that you saw them earlier, where it's just like it's trying really hard to disguise itself as a plant. It doesn't want any of what's going on right now, despite being covered in webs.
I want to put little trinkets on it and little decorations.
Roll for decoration. We got a D20 plus what's charisma. Add your charisma to that.
Okay.
I've got something to say to it after the parents.
Okay, great.
New time of year again.
Oh,
21.
you tell me how you want to decorate this tree blight.
I want to find like sparkly little things on the ground, little bits of sparkly glass or anything like that, and put a spider web, stick it to that, and get some present-shaped rocks underneath it.
Give me a perception check as well, please. Just while you're searching for things in this room.
16.
Okay, cool. As you go around the room looking for small shiny rocks, little bits and pieces that you might be able to hang off this tree blight, you find you can see there's a big tree that's growing out of this room, just sort of near you as well. As you're scouting around its roots, you notice hidden underneath some of these roots an old chest.
Ooh.
And you open it up, and it is just filled with coin.
Hey, look at all these decorations I found, guys.
So I'll tell you what you found. Like you crack it open, and it is just filled to the top with different coins. You've got 700 copper pieces sitting in this chest.
Treasurer?
Do you still want me to do treasury or?
Or do we trust Bill to do treasury? Because Gil was doing a great job, but I'm not so sure about Bill.
I think he's okay for the treasury.
Show of hands for Bill as treasurer.
I'll do anything to avoid counting.
All right, so
Bill's your treasurer.
700 copper pieces, 160 silver pieces, and 90 gold pieces. This thing is filled. The only way you're going to be able to take this contents of this treasure chest is by really dividing this amongst you guys and filling your pockets.
How heavy is it? Like, how much would it weigh? I'm pretty sure that I could probably carry it.
Do you really expect me to 700 copper? Well, that's about 1.01 gram per. No, I don't know. It weighs a ton. I don't know, 3,000.
I want to know how much it weighs.
It weighs as much as
God.
you can carry.
Yeah.
Every time we find treasure, it's just such a nightmare for us.
I know.
It's not good into the fucking encumbrance rules.
Yeah. All right, so John, you wanted to say something. Well, so the Baron is now putting some of these rocks that he's found.
Top it with something particularly nice.
I think I just creep a little bit closer as the Baron adorns this this plant with whatever he can find, and I just crouch near it and I just go down and say, "Shall I compare tree to a summer's day?"
Oh.
I just wanted to get that one in.
All right, we're gonna go take a break now.
I think we all died of psychic damage. TPK.
Doing IRL psychic damage to everyone.
But let's bring you guys back to Thunder Tree.
Thunder Tree.
Where you guys have managed to. I'm going to reveal a little bit more of that map, I think, just because you guys are nearby. I was really not sure if I wanted to blacken out this, but I did. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should just get rid of it all.
No, you should.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide if I want to be a spider still. Can I use my perception to see if there's still any danger in the vicinity?
Oh God, what am I doing?
Existential angst
God.
right in the middle of D&D.
What is happening?
Why am I here?
I just want to finish this thing. I'm drawing a polygon thing, trying to. Oh God, just stop. Did that work? Okay, that worked. Oh my God, that was stressful.
So much work.
Okay. I can calm down now. We're ready to go. So you guys have just taken out all but one twig blight. You've dressed him up like a Christmas tree. He's been planted, and you've found a whole bunch of loot. What would you guys like to do next?
I was saying I want to decide whether I should transform back into my normal elven form. Do I perceive any danger in the vicinity?
Give us a perception check, please.
I shall. I have rolled a 15.
Your spidey senses aren't tingling. Yeah.
Oh, with that, American will transform back into her usual self.
Okay. Cool.
She'll say, "Oh, Brian, how did you know to look for treasure? That was very intuitive of you."
Just looking for decorations and
I'm so glad you did.
some sparkles.
You've made the twig blight into a twig bright.
Ah.
Psychic damage continues.
Yeah, I reckon.
The pain.
Shall I compare a tree?
All right, well, let's stop rooting around here and make like a tree and leave.
So I guess, so I guess the question is, what are your guys' motivations from here on? What are you guys wanting to do?
Greed.
Well, we're here to find Radoth, aren't we?
Yeah, Radoth.
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were here to make puns. Sorry.
Quick, start thinking of Radoth puns for when we meet him.
Well, I've got some puns.
I'm just here to make sure Duran doesn't get himself into any trouble and sort of basically backstab us like I'm expecting him to. So, yeah.
Every time.
Every time. What has he done?
I'm going to turn to the group and say, "Did you hear? I thought I heard some sort of cry that sounded, I don't want to say it, but it sounded a bit like a wifer back there."
I definitely heard something like that. Something large
That's troubling.
and in charge.
Baron, the only thing you heard was the deafening roar of the thunder that deafened you. So,
Okay, well, I definitely didn't
so
hear any of that. I don't know
what
what you're talking about.
the Baron is remembering is just the high pitched squeal that was like going through his ears after it. He's like, yeah, that could have been a wyvern.
Yes. I think, yeah, that really blew my eardrums out. It was very big.
Did the rest of us hear the wyvern? I can't remember.
Just I think Sig and Mirakin heard it.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I heard.
So Mirakin telling you this is kind of news to all but Sig here.
It's like, nah, heard nothing. Too busy killing zombies and saving your guys' butts.
What does Sig think about that now that Mirakin brings it up?
Sig has heard of a wyvern, but has never encountered one in person. So it's neat, but that's about it.
I don't think they're neat. I think they could roast us all to a crisp in one fell swoop.
The pictures I saw of them looked pretty neat.
You're very flippant, Sig, for a war scholar.
Well, chicken's really pretty doable. Wyverns, they probably yay big. Can't be too onerous in battle.
Like a loaf of bread.
I think you might be misinformed. They're quite large, I think.
So Sig doesn't really know about the size of a wyvern. He's seen some pictures in the books that he studied, but he hasn't seen one in person.
Well, let's hope we never do.
Like
Keep your
book
eyes
size.
on the skies.
Perhaps we should find this Mr. Radoth and be off.
Yeah, I am confused about Radoth. He lives in this like ruined village with zombies and evil shrubs or attacky shrubs.
I
don't
think
know.
I think
What
this
did he
might be
survive?
his wilderness retreat.
Oh my god!
Oh, God.
I'm gonna leave the room. And I'm gonna just ponder my existence.
Yeah.
I've just almost died.
As you get closer to that tree, a small grey squirrel comes running down the trunk of the tree and towards this building to the south. And just before it reaches it, it transforms into an old human figure. And you see this figure open the door and walk slowly into this building.
Yo. Okay, I'm gonna rub my eyes, my hip flask, and put it back in my pocket. Just like those old drunk comedies. Okay, but I'm pretty sure that was real. I have seen someone transform into a spider. Are you still a spider, American?
No.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna walk slowly backwards to where I came. Looking at the door where the squirrel man went into, and then I got talk over my shoulder. I just saw a squirrel turn into an old man.
Sig will look at the Baron up and down and see if he's holding a wine bottle in his hands.
Now, you guys shouldn't be surprised at the thought of someone transforming into an animal. You have seen. You have
I literally
seen
just
Mirakin.
did it.
Yeah.
Well, that's our man, isn't it? Where is he? Let's go find him.
He's gone into this building over here. He went through the door. And
All right.
I don't think he's seen us.
Excellent.
He didn't see me, I think.
The small house appears to be in a lot better condition than the ruined, sort of dilapidated structures nearby it. The doors look to be sort of heavy iron bands, and there are thick shutters protecting all the windows as well. So it looks to be definitely more livable than some of these other buildings.
Heavy-duty squirrel cage.
What's the planted tree doing?
What's the planted tree? It is just pretending you are not there.
Okay.
It is completely and utterly motionless, as if it is a web-covered shrub.
Let's go talk to Rados.
You guys got any
Walk
nuts?
around it
Why we came here, after all.
Okay.
and past it. Does it not. Does it attack or no?
No, they don't. No, it is completely and utterly motionless.
Okay.
But it
I'm
attacks you
just
for an
striding up to the
opportunity.
door of the building.
I just imagine like Loris and Sig just like getting their axes out the moment Bill leaves the building.
Loris is just waiting for Darren to move. If Darren doesn't move, I'm not moving.
All right, now Duran has headed out with the rest of you guys. He's unsheathed his sword.
Can I look through the window?
I'm gonna hold up a high five for Duran.
That's right. He doesn't have a sword. He takes out a club. Sorry, he's got his club out. The windows are all shuttered up, and Duran just goes and high fives.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can't see through the windows.
I'm just going to knock on the door.
Oh, it's polite.
Okay.
Hello?
You knock on the door, and you can just sort of you hear from within. Hello.
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 We're a party of travelers.
And the door.
Is your name Rados?
The door opens, not even a crack, it just fully opens, and you just see this old, bearded, grey-robed guy. He looks to be quite old, but he is human. He must be maybe even hitting maybe his early hundreds by the looks of things. This guy is quite old, and he says,
Yes, I am Radoth. Well, welcome.
and he motions for you to all come inside.
Oh, that's nice. Hello.
I should go inside.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
Sig rocks in.
All right. All right. So I think Loris is waiting for Duran again. So Duran's gonna head in as well. Radoth is kind of taken back by how many people are coming into his abode. But there it doesn't seem to be much in this place. He's
Just acorns.
there's just sort of like some makeshift bedding that looks to be almost half packed into a bag, and he's like,
What brings you guys here? I was just about to pack up, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of bad things around here.
Yes, we have noticed.
Bill
We got-
So,
pressed against the stone to see if he can hear anything. And I'm guessing he'll pick up like a little bit of what's going on, but not the entire story.
yeah, because the doors are all shut, the windows are all shuttered as well. So you're just hearing, and the guy is relatively softly spoken as well. You can hear that a conversation's taking place inside, but you're not really picking up on much of what that conversation is.
Okay.
so what brings you to Thunder Tree?
Indeed. Well, we're looking for something.
Ah, yes, looking for things. Yeah, okay.
And he starts getting back to packing his belongings, his belongings up.
If you've been looking for some, I don't know, a little tree, little vengeful little trees and zombies, I think you've come to the right place.
It appears we have, and we actually have already found them. Plenty of them. Thank you.
So, how can I help?
What's Carp's mother's name again? Do you know a little boy named Carp?
Yeah, so his mum's name is Kellen.
Callan.
Kellen.
Do you know a halfling woman named Callan?
Ah, yes, yeah, Callan. I know Callan.
Yes, I heard through the grapevine. We all heard. We're looking for Cragmore Castle?
Ah, Cragmore Castle. Yes, I know of it. So, what would you like to know about Cragmore?
Well, we have no idea where it is, but we just know one of our friends' buddies is actually supposedly being held there.
And
We wish to rescue him.
He puts out his hand. He's like,
Give it to me.
Give what?
Your
to you?
map. Give me your map.
Who's got the map? Someone give him a map.
Stick your hands over the map.
Okay, good. It swapped hands. I think Shannon had it last. Oh, Baron had it last time, but that's okay.
Really?
All right, so let's take you to the Sword Coast map, and we'll just mark where, basically where he's pointing to. It may come as zero surprise to anyone who's been looking at the map because of names and such, but Cragmore Castle is incredibly close to the Cragmore hideout, where the Goblin Cave was from episodes 1 through 4.
It's not even that close though. It's quite.
It's far
away. It's like halfway between.
It's far enough away that and so hidden by forest that no one really knew where it was. No one had really seen it.
20.2 miles.
Yeah,
It's decent.
I almost put you guys at Cragmore Castle instead of back at Thunder Tree. That would have been bad.
Stop that.
He says,
It's right there.
he says as he's pointing into the map.
Thank you.
That was very helpful. Unexpectedly so. It's so hard to get people to help you in this area of town. I'm shocked, frankly.
Yes, well, I wouldn't probably hang around here for much longer. I suppose you probably want to get on your way with all the dangers that are around here.
Do you live here?
I've tried to, but there's so many things come and go. First, there was the zombies, and then there was the twig blights, and as soon as I saw those spiders and those masked men, I've just started packing my stuff up. I'll come back when it's calmed down a little bit.
Spiders and masked men. What kind of masks were they?
I didn't get that good a look at them. They're black masks. They've got black cloaks. That wasn't really the most of it. I don't know if you guys have ever come face to face with a... and he leans in closer to Mirakin. A dragon, but there's one that's taken up inhabitants in Thunder Tree, and it's just not... it's just not good.
Fucking hell.
Mr.
That certainly
Radoff,
doesn't sound good.
do you need help leaving this area, Mr. Radoff?
I think I can look after myself, and I've taken good care of myself so far, but I am leaving shortly. I'd suggest you do the same before you get yourself killed.
Mr. Radoff, we found a good amount of coin in the village to the north of here. Was that yours?
No, I don't really see need for coin. You can take whatever it is you've found. This place has been abandoned for quite some time.
Indeed, thank you, Mr. Radoff. And Sig walks out of the building.
Mirakin's just hanging around, just looking at him, and she just leans forward and she goes, "Druid stuff. Hey, yeah. It's pretty cool, right? Trees and shit."
And he sees, he sort of takes you in, everything that you are. Have you still got your buckskin on?
I suppose it will still be on,
Okay,
considering it lasts an hour.
Okay, that's fine. He looks you over again, and he says,
I haven't seen an Eladrin elf for quite some time. And a druid nonetheless. This is quite amazing.
Well, it's nice to meet one who also follows the will of nature.
That's why I've kind of really dig this place. The amount of overgrowth is quite refreshing. Is there anything else I am able to help you with? I'll help however I can.
Well, I don't know that there is.
What takes you to Cragmore Castle?
Again, we've heard word that a friend of ours, well, a friend of a friend, is needing rescue.
Oh, that is so kind to help a friend of a friend.
And there's a necromancer there.
Well, they come in all sizes and shapes, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
It seems there are evil forces at work.
And he's kind of looks back over his shoulder, sort of towards one of the shuttered windows.
Yes, and like I said, that dragon is unfortunately one of those, and one of the reasons I'll be packing up and leaving here.
Have you seen it?
Oh, I certainly have.
Well, could you explain to my friend here who thinks it's the size of a chicken how big it really is?
He starts laughing.
I don't know how big the chickens grow where you're from, Sonny, but actually, where is he? He's gone. He's outside.
He's already there.
He's already outside.
You can tell him from me that this thing stands a good 13 feet tall.
Well, I certainly don't want to encounter that anytime soon. How intelligent is this beast?
Oh, I dare not speak to it. The dragons are known to be quite evil, quite greedy and evil. I wouldn't dare converse with a dragon.
What does it look like?
It's bright, it's as green as emeralds. Ferocious, like I said, quite tall.
Tall, green. Oh my god!
I mean, have you seen a dragon before?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, the big wings, huge wings, a long tail.
Long tail.
Yeah, claws as big as your hand.
Claws as big as my hand.
Oh, you bet your ass.
Oh, I thought you meant its whole hand is like
One fingernail.
each claw is as big. Oh,
Yes,
big
each
claws.
claw.
I thought you meant it had tiny hands compared to its body.
Oh, his hands are quite large. Hands as big as people.
Big.
I'm gonna call from outside and be like, how long is this thing?
What is it? Long is it?
How long is it?
Well, I'm not quite sure. It's from a standing position. It's quite tall. I'd say maybe a good 20 to 30 foot long, I assume. It's not the biggest one I've seen. It could still be a young one. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I can see that Brian's taking notes. So
I have a couple of things to say.
Seen a lot of stuff.
I'd prefer to do them when everybody else is like done with chatting to Radolf.
I just had one question about spiders. What did you mean by you saw spiders in Mastermen? Are they normal spiders or?
Oh, if only. These things are enormous. They seem to have taken residence here just a bit further to the east. And further east from that, I believe, reside the masked people, the cloaked masked people. I think they might even be here for the dragon.
Are they? Oh, so they're working with the dragon for the dragon. But
I'm not sure. I just know that I think they're keen on it. I don't know if they're
you're
here.
keen on it.
If you know what I mean.
Okay. Thanks, all sorts. So, do you mean they're spiders or they're spider people? Or?
What is a spider? That sounds terrifying. No, these giant spiders. If you haven't seen their webs yet, I'm sure you will.
I've seen some big spiders close up just today.
It's a great. Are you showing that to Radolf?
Yeah.
I know you're outside. You're
Amazing
outside
picture.
drawing. It's all right.
Yeah. I'm just imagining.
Okay.
I feel confident that Brian will relay the true nature of a dragon to Sig in good time. Well, this
I've
all
written a
sounds
note
very
about it.
concerning. We've heard words of a black spider, but I thought that was a nickname.
They are kind of black, browny, kind of odd. They're just big spiders. I don't Look, I don't mean to ask much of you, but have you... I know you haven't seen a dragon, but are you maybe strong enough to help get rid of this dragon and maybe...
Loris is.
I'd be happy to play with the dragon. I'm sure Sig would help.
I see Bill freaking out from the door.
He has good reason to. The dragons are not much to be messed with, that's for sure.
I've never seen one in person.
If my suggestion is just to get out, like I am going to be getting out of here. I would hate to see you lot befall a fate worse than death.
You must have very powerful magic if you've lived for this long as a druid.
I try to be not powerful, but one with as much of nature as possible, and that has given me the fortitude to see many a year.
I guess you can grow some good old fluty tooty. grow any of that around here?
American just gives him Brian a hard shove and says, "Show some respect."
It's all right. Okay, I'm leaving, but I'm just gonna wink at him as I leave.
Just point me in the right direction.
I think at this point I'll just pipe up and just say, "Shall we leave you alone?"
Oh,
Suspect
boy. Oh boy.
Priest here.
He I don't know if he just doesn't get the pun that you've made, but he says,
"You're welcome to stay here. It is getting quite late. You're welcome to rest up and see what the morning brings. I don't know if I'll be here when you wake, but you're welcome to lock this place up and use it to rest. Whatever you need."
Just remember, if these trees could kill you, they would.
Oh.
All right.
and again,
That's all my. I'm done.
and he doesn't get it. He's just like,
Yeah, yes, I know. Yes.
Okay. Thanks everyone for letting me get that out of my system.
I don't believe for a second it's out of your system.
There's more to come.
I'm sure I could concoct more, but for now, I'll leave it alone.
oh,
If you
boy.
would.
Yeah. So what would you guys like to do from here? He's offered you his place to stay. He's given you some information for what else is out there.
How late?
It's pretty late. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning at the moment.
Long rest.
Yeah,
For sure, rest.
we crash here for the evening and then head out in the morning to wherever we need to be heading.
Wake and bake.
Or bake,
No, Brian,
whatever your process is, Baron.
Yeah.
You do you, mate.
He's a druid. You know what they're like.
So you guys want to do a long rest for them until the morning?
Yeah, we'll lock this place up and then have a rest.
Okay, great. So he helps to make sure all the doors and windows are shuttered. This is one of the few houses here that actually has a roof as well. It's completely contained. And he says,
You will be quite safe in here. Don't you worry. I've used this place for many a year as needed.
And he doesn't unpack his stuff. He's still kind of just making sure that you guys are comfortable. Anyway, so is there something you guys want to focus on or do before you guys call it a night?
I'm just gonna recharge all my tree puns.
No.
No.
I'm gonna really breathe in the nature's air.
Yeah.
One with nature. One
All
with
right.
nature.
I'm going to read my necromancer's spell book as I go, that I got from Glassstaff for bedtime reading.
Okay, cool. Anyone else just call it a night?
he leaving? Is Radolf leaving in the
Oh.
night,
He's,
or is he
he's,
staying till the
Don't
morning?
do puns.
he all you know is that he said he may not be there when you wake. He's not unpacking
Alright.
his stuff. He's still packing his stuff up. So you won't know until the morning, I don't think.
I'll offer him some of my cheese.
Oh, cheese. Roll for cheese, and we'll determine if he enjoys
It's the
it.
least I can do to show my gratitude for your kindness.
Give me a d20 roll for cheese. You've given
I
him
have
some
rolled for
okay cheese.
8. I also have this pen I bought in Phandelver, if you like it.
He's just trying to get rid of your
The
pen now.
shopkeeper is quite rude, so
And he thinks back, and he's,
This probably would have been a lot easier to have used this instead of my own blood for the sign. But thank you.
and
you're welcome.
he glazed looking it over. He's like,
This is very good. This is a very good pen. You've got quite the bargain.
It is the least I can do, good sir.
Bark again.
Barkin. That's great.
No. Catch him.
Oh, now you like the pun.
It's contagious.
I get no respect.
All right, so you guys fall asleep. You hear some strange noises. They don't wake. They're not noises that seem to be in the real world, but they're enough to make you all open your eyes, and you find yourselves standing in darkness. Each of you sort of side by side.
So we can see each other.
Yeah, despite there being complete darkness, you can see each other fine. You're all seemingly lit, despite being not that kind of lit.
That's fake.
Well, Baron is.
Baron might
Baron's
be.
always lit.
You don't
So my
see.
pajamas on.
Yeah, you're still wearing your bedding attire,
Oh.
and you can still see each other, but it's almost like you guys are standing on nothingness. There's a small light off in the distance. It seems to be an eternity away, and with one step, you are now directly in front of this light. And it's a small humanoid merchant that just has this big wagon behind him. Every time you try and take a look at what's on that wagon, your brain holds it for a moment before it leaves your mind. This merchant gives you its name. And again, just like the items in the wagon, you hold on to it for a brief moment before that too evaporates from your mind.
Ooh.
He's telling you this story that, again, every word he is saying, it seems dreamlike and escapes your mind the moment he speaks it. He hands the Baron. He hands the Baron. Oh, sorry, John. Bill?
I was just gonna say, like, if everybody can see Bill, he is wearing his gym jams, which is a one-piece with the trapdoor on the back, and they're just liars and loots in a pattern
Oh.
on a pale blue background.
A baby blue.
Yeah, baby blue.
Nice.
Oh,
This small humanoid merchant hands.
He's small?
He's
What does he look
small,
like?
but everything about him you take in, and you can't quite see him. You can't quite hear him, but you know you're seeing him. You know you're hearing him. Does he look like a human? Is he kind of frog-like? It's not staying in your mind at all. And he hands the Baron a blank piece of paper. And the Baron stands there holding onto this piece of paper, not knowing what to do with it.
If only we still had a pen.
This creature grabs the piece of paper out of the Baron's confused hands and tucks it inside a pocket on the inside of his gym jams. I was going to say robe, but it's in his gym jams.
I've got one of those bed nap caps with the long
You know.
one thing with the
How many,
pom-pom on the end.
with the tassel.
Yeah, with the test. Yeah, like exactly like that. So he put it into my
Yeah,
pocket.
he's kind of just pushed it into the inside of your Jim Jams. You couldn't.
Okay.
It looked like there was something on that piece of paper, but every word that you were reading as well was escaping your mind. You couldn't hold it.
Yeah, so I've forgotten it's in there already.
You've already forgotten that it's been placed in there. You know there's been an interaction, but you can't. You guys couldn't describe it to each other if you tried. With a strange pulse, you were pushed back one step, and all of a sudden, that light, it's a great merchant, the light surrounding that merchant is now an eternity away. You can see it again off in the distance.
How do we know he's a merchant? Because of all his stuff.
He just had a wagon of stuff that you couldn't capture in your mind.
Okay.
It was the most
We saw it,
fantastical
we forgot
stuff.
it.
But
Over and
was
over,
it?
right.
Was it garbage? Was it amazing?
Okay.
You're not sure
Yeah,
anymore.
Changing.
You're looking back at each other, and again, there's just darkness except for yourselves being illuminated. And even that slowly dissipates. And you all wake up, open your eyes, and it is now morning in Thunder Tree. And you're all level 4.
That's a favourite number.
That was the first time level 4 for me because that Dissonant Whisper spell was literally the last thing I hadn't used. Everything else
Yeah, that was good.
I had used.
That's really powerful too. It's like more powerful than I've got fear, but I can.
Yeah, that was
It's
really
like a single target fear that does damage.
nice.
Holy guacamole! So that was bizarre. So are we awake?
You guys. Well, are you guys awake? Do you want to give me a perception check, Baron?
Okay. I'll press that button.
I'm just still thinking about Bill's pajamas and how cute they were.
I
He's
got a-
gone
I
up
got
in
a
my
1.
estimation.
Okay, so
And you awake and Bill is still wearing those pajamas.
yeah. You look around, Baron, and you think you're still asleep. You think there's something not quite right there. You're also a little groggy anyway from the rest, and you
From the druid hotboxing it.
so you think you're still fast asleep.
Okay. I'm gonna roll back over. Go to sleep.
Okay. All right. I think we'll call it there. I think we'll call it 5 minutes early.
Cool.
Is the druid still in the room?
We'll find out. We'll find out.
That's
Sleepy
the
McSleepersons.
That's not the cliffhanger, is it?